All right, we're at the Brooks Mine. Here's your coal vein. Hey, how you doing, man?
All right. Here's a nice example again of the boxes that we have.
But this group put all these timbers in.
This is probably the nicest box right here in the entire line. When I found so far, I haven't really looked a whole lot. This one looks like a snake skin or pineapple. Do you see that? So it's a plant from, you know, this should be 300 million years old. It was a plant from back then, probably about 17 letters in the name. We're not even gonna try to. That's for the plant guys. Okay. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna send you back here to the lighting department. And Isaac here will teach you.
Here's your coal vein.
Other than the lamp here, we have teapot lamp, things like that, okay? You're welcome. Guys have any questions? You might have missed a lot of stuff. You have any questions? No, just from the 7 different ice ages, this is one that formed. Because between each layer of sandstone, you have layer coal and sandstone and coal, there's 7 layers that run across the entire valley. Yeah, the same vein you see on this side is the same vein on that side. They about 25 feet high, you can park the 8 cars in it, and that was only one of them, so there's a lot of, this whole valley stripped away, it'd be like a ant farm underground, you'd be surprised. They backfilled a lot in the 70s. They never got anywhere. I saw firsthand, I saw it was coming down the slope like this. So no cave-ins? There's no protection. Well, they're gonna happen eventually. They're gonna happen. Some signs. The bottom ones, the very bottom, especially. This one here is open next door. Today, right? Yep. Yeah. Okay, Isaac, you're gonna show me.
All right, hold on. This guy's state or fed?
What's that?
Inspector or fed inspector? Well, I see his white helmet coming in.
Just an old caver.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll see. Careful what you say.
Yeah, there you go.
We got the mine inspectors here today. That when we first started working on this mine, it was a solid wall of coal and rock.
Chris's.
And then we had to dynamite our way outside, just like what you see right behind you here. Right there, we have a coal vein drilled with 5 holes, wired with 5 sticks of dynamite, 5 blasting holes. That wire is going to get hooked to our blasting machine here. Back in the day, it would have been one of those punchers, like Bugs Bunny would love backing up with. But we have one of them up there too. But this is what we use now to fire off the fire powder off. And we would take those 2 wires, not really we would take those 2 wires, hook them on the truck firing battery. We're going to hold this switch down, it's going to charge the capacitor. It makes it sound like something ominous is about to happen. When this light turns red, it's ready to fire. So where do you think we don't want to stand? Right about where you guys are, right? I wouldn't want to stand here either. So we're going to go 150 feet away and around one corner. We're going to roll this switch off, so go boom, 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 boom. 5 shots are going to go off. And all this doesn't go at once, because if all the dynamite went off at the same time, the coal would just get fractured and stay there. So the blasting caps are timed. So when you set this shot off, the center hole fires first. That's reloaded with the first timer. And when the center hole blows out first, that gives the rest of the coal somewhere to go. So the center hole blows out, the top holes blow out, then the bottom holes blow last. And then that blows all the coal out here on the tracks. Then we get the young guys here to come shovel it up in the mine car and push it outside. So that is blowing the coal out. But first we got to put those holes in there, right? So how do we drill holes? Let's go drill some holes. So come on back. Back in the day, you would have used the drilled like this.
How you doing?
This is
Number 3,000, right? 3,000, there it is.
Are you Chris?
No, that was him.
And this was an advancement in drilling because
Yep.
so you actually didn't push the drill in. As you turn the drill, it will go here like a motorcycle. And this is what we use to drill the escapeway outside through coal. And you've got a 4-foot bit on it. You start at the coal. Hold her up here, open the throttle up, and push this thing in. And drill it over your head. The high holes are fun because these are big ass. And this takes about a minute to drill one hole, maybe 45 seconds to a minute. Where this thing would have taken about maybe 5 minutes to drill a hole. And we drill our hole 6 feet deep, and we wire it. When we drove that, we drive about a 7-foot chamber into the hole. We drill 8 holes, 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom, 2 in the middle. That's how we fire the coal out. This guy, he's about 25-30 pounds. So he's not too bad. Now, we're going to continue up this way, and it's a little slippery over here, so we're going to sort of walk away to get This is a jackleg drill. So this is for drilling rock. So the geology of this mine is there's 3 feet of coal on top, there's 4 feet of rock, and then 2 feet of coal at the bottom. Now, if we were advancing this drift as we're going this direction, we can't drill all this and fire it at once down because we drill the rock and the coal. You have a big pile on the ground that look like that, and you can't tell the difference when it's covered in dirt and dust and smoke, what's coal and what's rock. You don't get paid to send rock outside. You only get paid to send coal to the coal breaker. So if you get rock in your coal, you get your pay docked. So we don't want to fire it all at once and then take a whole bunch of time sifting through what's rock and what's coal, because you don't get paid by the hour, you get paid by the mine car you send out. So we're going to drill with this rock drill. We're going to drill the rock out first, then we're going to take that, it's called gobbing it on the sides. We build stone walls on either side with the rock. Then we'll drill and fire the coal out, load it in the buggy, and ship it to the breaker. So this is called the jackleg drill. I ran one of these underground for 4 years outside of Tamaqua at a mine, 7-foot slope in Philadelphia. And how this works is it's also compressed air powered like the other drill. This drill weighs about 120 pounds. It's not too bad to throw around because the leg is a big piston. So as you increase the air pressure on the back here, this piston extends and actually pushes the drill up and in the hole for you as you're running it. So this guy isn't too bad to run. The other bad thing about drilling rock is you guys know about black lung disease, right? Coal dust bad, rock dust worse. So rock dust is really bad. But this drill has, it's called a water needle, and the head of the drill is a water needle, and there's a water input here. As you see all this water dripping down in the mines, that's, all mines have water dripping through. Whenever it rains outside, it comes down into the ground, and if there's a hole in the ground like we're in, it's going to come into that hole. So the bigger the mine, the more water there is. So most mines have a drainage ditch along the tracks as you go out. This mine's so small we didn't need to make one. And then that'll flow back to the slope or the shaft and get pumped outside, or just flow out if it's a drift or a tunnel. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a small pump in that water ditch. We're going to run a hose up into the water input on the drill, and the water is going to get pumped through the steel. The steel has a hole through the center of it. It's going to go in the hole, and it's going to just turn the dust into dirty water, and then it's going to just come back out the hole. It doesn't just come back out the hole, though, because the water pressure has to overcome the air pressure of the drill. So it goes in that hole at about 130 psi, which means it comes back out of that hole at 130 psi. So you get pretty wet running one of these things, but you don't suck down any rock dust, so that's nice. We have this drilled as a standard rock shot pattern here. We have this cross in the center, that's called your burn hole. We're going to load that with our first dynamite timers, and these 4 holes on the outside of that, those go off next, and then you have your perimeter hole on the other side. We drilled this cut for about 2 weeks before we opened the tour for the public, and we brought 450 feet of garden hose from the Everhard over here to water the drill down. So that worked good. So that's how we drill now. This is modern technology. This drill's from the 1940s, and that's what we still use today. But back in the old days, Have you guys ever been to the number 9 mine tour down Lansford? Anybody do that? No?
Yeah.
All right, you have. So that tunnel was drilled by what's called double jacking. So actually, you guys want to just file up here a little more so these guys can come in and see this. Did they talk about that at all with the jackhammer or the hammer and the steel?
Long time.
Long time. So
Long time.
they're gonna get somebody that you really trust.
Careful with
How about this
wood.
guy? You look pretty trustworthy. You want the hammer? All right, you're gonna take the hammer. Okay, you got that thing? All right. So now, how we're gonna drill a hole is I'm gonna hold this steel against the rock, and you're gonna hit that with that hammer. Not too hard. Oh, look, he was a good hit. All right.
He's done this before.
Now I'm gonna turn the steel a little bit, and you're gonna do it again. You know what? You're hired. Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not.
He's gonna keep hitting that. I'm gonna keep turning this, and this is gonna take all day. About 8 hours to drill a hole in here. All right, never mind this child labor law in Scranton. We're gonna hire this guy. All right, that's about as far as we're gonna drill today, buddy. Good job. What's your name? Joey. Joey, how old are you?
9.
9. In 1 more year, you would have been working in the mines. 10 years old, they started them. Working underground. So, good job, man. So, oh yeah, no problem. If you guys want to continue around up this way, Nick, I think, is over there. Yeah, he's going to tell you about how we drove that escapeway outside.
Thanks again.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
You bet.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Yeah, sure thing.
I enjoy your channel.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were up for the antique collectibles.
Oh, did you go
show.
there?
Yeah. So.
Did you see Dan? Dan should have a table set up there, I think.
Dan.
One of our guys was there.
Not sure. Didn't catch him.
Okay.
Yep. There was
thanks
one
for-
fellow from Ely'sburg. I met him, and
Okay.
then there's a fellow from Wellsboro, Wytumas area.
Nice. Where are you from?
I'm actually near State College.
Okay.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
thanks for driving out tonight.
Oh yeah. Yep. Well, I had to check this out.
Caver, huh?
Caver, yeah, since the 70s.
Well, shoot, we could let you crawl up that escapeway.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Might want your knee pads on for that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Good meeting you.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks for coming out.
Yep.
Is drill a second escapeway. It is mine law that you have to have a second way in and out. And yes, this is not an active mine, but there is still actually anthracite deposits in here, so it does still have to follow the same rules as an active anthracite mine. So this was priority number 1. Drill at about 45 feet they went out, 7 feet across, about 36 feet tall. And this is a really good example too of your actual average anthracite mine height. Now the big difference with anthracite mining and bituminous mining is there's a couple things. Bituminous mines are all flat pitched mines. Anthracite mines, for whatever reason, because of the older whatnot, they tend to go with the pitch of the land. In the northern field, in this part of the valley, they only get maybe about 35, 40 degree pitch. There is no active mining done in this part of the valley anymore, mainly for the fact that all of the coal is underneath the valley. So when you guys go back around and you're driving driving through Scranton, or where are you? From Forest City way down to Chickasha, about 66 miles away, is all undermined. Pretty much from one end of this valley to the other. So obviously people are living on top of it. We can't get this coal anymore. There are still a couple deep mines that are still active. I'd say about a handful, maybe about 5 or 6 down in Schuylkill and Carbon counties. The difference down there though is the coal, take that 45 degree, put it almost vertical, 75, 80 degree pitch. So the mining that's being done down there is the same type of mining that was done 150 years ago. In veins like this, except a little bit more vertical, but drilling, blasting just like Chris described over there, shoveling everything by hand. But more often than not, the average vein size is about what you're looking at right here. And this is the Dunmore number 2 vein, so you're pretty much looking at an actual vein that these guys will be working in on your hands and knees, 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. It would be easy for you because you're small. Imagine us old farts up there crawling around all day. Not fun. That's why you see a lot of these old timers in the area, like this, because they're stuck up there all day long. Yeah, sometimes you get the occasional good vein. There's a couple bigger veins in Scranton. There's actually one called the Big Vein. It's about 10 to 15 feet thick. You go down Schuylkill, Carbon County, and mine the Mammoth Vein, and that's over 50 feet thick in some spots. But yeah, more often than not, this is your working conditions for most of the day. So stay in school. What do you think? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, absolutely. Any questions? No?
Think of it.
We're going to show you guys. This thing's called a breast auger. This drill is straight out from the 1800s. This is so this thing, this is a drill. This is one of the first tool drills that have called a breast auger because you can just get it. And you have to run this with two guys. One guy would push the miner and his laborer. You know, one guy would lean into it, the other guy would run it. You want to run this drill? All right. Now it's very important you turn the drill the right way, because you turn it backwards, you put the coal back. You don't want to do that. Then you reverse history. How's that going?
You wanna do that all day?
So this would take off 20 minutes to put a hole in, then we got to do 7 more of them. This guy's gonna have sore arms by the end of the day. You're doing pretty good though. Can you start pushing? Yeah, look at you go. Yes, the underground miners bringing child labor back to Scranton. Now you're gonna see if you can get some coal out of there. Let's see what you got. Oh yeah, look at how good you did. So this hole we started it. You can see how far. We started this when we first opened the mine a couple weeks ago. Well, it was about 7 weeks ago now. Yeah, 6 weeks. Yeah. So we started there, and all the kids have made it to there so far.
That's
Yeah. So there's a dynamite blaster right there. You ever see one of them before? No, never seen one of them? You can push it down, see if you can push it down. That's how you set the dynamite off. Go ahead. Yep, keep going all the way. Yeah, boom! That would set it off. That puts out about 90 volts. It'll send out, yeah. I found that, I got this about 20 years ago when I first got it. I told my sister, I said, you can't put your fingers across that. I want to see if this works.
Yeah.
She said, what's it going to do? No, just put your fingers on there. So she did. Push it down. Ah! She goes.
It works. Yeah, it's functional.
I mean, we could have put a light bulb on it.
An iron bulb, right?
Yeah. Yep. This is our
Dry water comes out of natural byproduct. There's heavy metals in the mine water, and that accounts for the rust. And
Oh, yeah.
iron oxide is in coal. There's some examples in the water. You'll see some iron oxide in there. There's also aluminum and some other heavy metals. Cannot be discharged any longer into any open streams, but they can't control it right now. But they're using technologies now to remediate that. Okay. Anybody have any questions?
not just you.
Yeah.
If we did have the maximum disaster, would the mine still be flooded?
Yeah. No, because even if they didn't pump, if the mines down below us here are flooded as well. They've got down lower under the valley at water level. Pretty much the water table's kind of high. Very safe to watching.